And we are live in Buckeye, Arizona. Welcome to the Varsity Sports Show, where we have to you an exciting football matchup between Lake Havasu and Buckeye Union. We are so grateful that you guys can join us today. My name is Ian Monhay. Beside me is Olivia Prickett. Olivia, how are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. We were just downstairs getting a couple of interviews down with the Buckeye Union head coach, Pooney Ellis. So we will actually roll right into that in a couple of seconds here. Do you have that all ready and good?
Yeah, in the interview, Coach Pooney talked about how he has a lot of fresh starters on the field tonight. And it is senior night, so it is a pretty special night for the Buckeye team. Um, and he's pretty positive about the performance tonight, so it should be a good game, and both teams are going to definitely come out firing early on, as, they're both coming off of kind of a losing game.
Yeah, they had a couple of rough stretches there, but do we actually should just talk about real quickly what were some of the emotions that you were able to see from those Buckeye Union seniors? There was definitely a lot to take in with a lot of people experiencing their last high school games. It's just an exciting time and an emotional time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, senior night is just emotional right from the get-go. I mean, even when you're in school, you're like, tonight's senior night, like it's gonna be my last home game, performing in front of people who I've been playing around people I've been playing with for, throughout my whole time here. So, I mean, there's a lot of emotions, and yeah, I think we'll definitely see that on the field tonight. So we're gonna roll that interview from Coach Pooney Ellis, thanks to our field correspondent Kaylee Summers.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Summer, Varsity Sports Show, and I'm here with Coach Pooney. How do you feel about this game tonight?
I feel really good. Last game of the season. It's been a rough year, but it's something to build on. So, we practice hard this week. We have a really young team, and just to get things going. To build on something for next year, and it's going to be a great night.
What are your guys' tactics for this game tonight?
Topics is just clean it up a little bit. Minimize the mistakes. Like I said, we have a lot of first year starters, really young teams. So if we can clean up the mistakes, I think we're going to come out with a victory tonight. So.
How well do you think, like, based on your team, like how they're feeling tonight, how well do you guys think you're going to do tonight?
I feel really good. A lot of them, like I said, are first year starters. So they had a lot of game reps this year. So to come down to this last game of the season against Lake Havasu, a well coached team at Lake Havasu, I feel really good on how our practice went and how this game plan is going to come out. So.
Thank you so much. This is Kaylee Summer, Varsity Sports Show, signing off.
And we are back here at Buckeye Union High School. They actually are just getting finished with the coin toss. Kickoff is going to be underway very shortly. Let's talk about Buckeye Union real quickly. They've had a couple of good seasons in the last couple of years. This is Coach Pooney Ellis's third season as head coach. He had a couple of really good seasons the last 2 years. Let me pull up the record real quickly. He finished with 7-3 regular seasons in the last two seasons, as well as first round playoff exits. But now sitting at a 2-7 record, a little bit of a rebuilding year, Olivia.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Buckeyes had a rough go in region as they're 0 for 4 in 2-7 overall. So
Hmm.
they do have a couple of wins under their belt, but it has really been a struggle for them this year. They're number 33. They're ranked number 33 in 4A, and their home record is 1-2.
Yep,
So it's kind of a up in the air record. So tonight they're really going to be looking for tying that record at 2-2, taking home the win.
absolutely. Absolutely. As they looks like the coin toss was is going to end up in Lake Havasu's favor. They are going to be receiving this ball in the first half and Buckeye Union in the second half as we're going to get underway very shortly here. What are you looking forward to most from Buckeye?
I'm looking forward to their fight. I mean, they're coming off of a 6-game losing streak, and that's, not an easy thing to come back from.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just being an athlete in general. So we're gonna expect that fight, and just like Coach Pooney Ellis said, he's pretty positive about their performance tonight, so should be a good one.
Absolutely, as it is going to be returned going up the field around the 35, and he's going to continue going, and he's going to get dragged out of bounds there at right around the 46, 47-yard line by Raiden Mendoza. And out comes the Lake Havasu offense. What are you expecting here from Lake Havasu?
Yeah, I'm expecting them to just come out fighting. Like I said, with Buckeye, Lake Havasu is coming off of just a 1-game losing streak, so
Mm-hmm.
both teams are still coming off of that loss, but I'm expecting the fight from both teams. That's kind of really what I got going into this. They're also 0-4 in region, and 4-5 overall, so these teams are a pretty equal matchup.
Mm-hmm. And as it's going to be a quick snap, it's going to be a screen to the right, and he's going to look to throw, breaks a sack, and it's going to be a dump off to number 2, and it looks like it's actually going to be dead right there. It was a forward pass there. A little bit of trickery there, Olivia.
Yeah,
Not something that I was expecting from the first play.
yeah, for sure. Good Buckeye defense there from number 8, Braden Lamb, who's actually a senior. So big night for him, and right out the gate, we've seen, just all-out aggression.
And we'll take a quick second to talk about Eric Nieblas, the senior quarterback here, getting ready to take the snap here. And it looks like there's going to be a flag, potentially a false start here. And it is a false start by the Lake Havasu offense, perhaps just a little bit too early for the play.
Yeah.
But Eric Nieblas, 59 completions on the year, 94 attempts, 924 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, as he's going to look right to number 8, and he's going to evade a tackle there, continue to trot up the sideline, and he's going to be brought down at about the 42, 43-yard line. Brought down by a number of Buckeye Union defenders right over there. Still a lot of wide receiver screens, a lot of trickery coming around on this first drive.
Yeah, for sure. Good pass there from quarterback Eric Nieblas to Trip Burke.
So we're going to be looking at about a 3rd and 15 here at about the 43, 44-yard line. Getting some direction from his offensive coordinator right over there. Takes the snap. He's going to roll left, and he's going to try to launch it, and it's a wide open number 5, and it's going to be a first down, and he's going to truck his way, continuing to fight for yards, and it's going to be blown dead at around the 35, 34-yard line.
What a great pass there from Eric Nieblas. He was in the middle of getting tackled and was able to throw that ball out to one of his receivers. And his receiver was putting up a good fight there against that defense. And that just really shows how Lake Havasu is going to be tonight. They're not going to let the Buckeye defense really get to them.
Absolutely, and it's a Buckeye Union defense that has struggled so far this season to get to the quarterback. They have only 7 total sacks on the year. The national average is 13.6 sacks as a total team, so it's nice to see them be able to generate pressure early on, as it is going to be a direct handoff to the left side, and he's going to turn on the Jets and not get very many yards there at all, being brought down at about the 34, 33-yard line.
Yeah, good little fake there. Got me up here. I didn't know where the ball was, but yeah, we're expecting a lot tonight from Eric Nieblas, really leading this Lake Havasu offense.
Handoff was taken by Trip Burke, the sophomore gadget player, and he's going to look for another screen pass. That's going to go all the way out to number 10, and he's going to try to turn it upfield, but is going to be stopped short at the 30-yard line, being brought down there by Raiden Mendoza.
Good completed pass there by Halo Jump for the Knights.
They're waiting the play call to come in here, as we're going to look at about a 3rd and 8 here, 3rd and 4 here, and it's going to be another screen pass, and it's almost intercepted there through the fingertips of number 4 there by Lake Havasu, and it's going to be a 4th down here for the Lake Havasu offense.
Eric Nieblas, number 2 for the Knights, their quarterback, he's tiny but mighty. I mean, he's not one of the tallest players on the team, but he's really able to run that offense, and he's done a good job getting some gainage down the field tonight so far.
Pass was intended for number 4, Gavin Briggs, the senior running back and linebacker. He is also a small but mighty player at 5'8". As they're going to go for it on 4th and short here, and he's going to look towards the middle of the field, and he jumps it, and it's almost intercepted. But regardless, that is a turnover on downs. What a brilliant play there, right by the Buckeye Union defense.
Yeah, I'm just amazed right now by Nieblas, his throws.
Mm-hmm.
They're very quick and they're very sharp, and he knows who he wants to throw the ball to. And he had it there.
Yeah.
Just really good defense from that Buckeye.
Yeah, pass
Defense.
breakup right there was by Logan White, the freshman linebacker, getting some run here early. But now we get to see this Buckeye Union offense trot out to the field as they are going to be in the shotgun. And they're going to pass on their first play. And he's going to stand deep in the pocket. And there's a wide open over the middle of the field. What a catch there by the Buckeye offense there. Caught by Salvador Castro for a first down at about the 43-yard line in Lake Havasu territory.
Yeah, and that's a connection that we're going to see a lot tonight, is the Antillian to Castro. Castro has actually led the team in receiving yards per game and the total touchdowns with 11 on the season. So that's a connection that we can get really familiar with right out the gate for tonight.
Absolutely, as they're going to run it right up the gut. A big hole getting brought down at about the 28, 27-yard line for another very easy first down. They're making it look really easy out there right now.
Yeah. Great stuff from Buckeye on their senior night. Like I said, they're going to come out and they're going to, do the best they can to get as close to that end zone and score.
Looks like that handoff was to Zylan Yancey. As he's going to take the handoff once again, he's going to continue to drive. It's going to be a second and mid right around the 30 to 29-yard line. And it has been a struggle for this Buckeye offense so far in the season. They have only been able to generate 5.1 yards per carry compared to the national average of 6. They have been sorely missing out on an elite rushing attack that they had a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So we look at a second and medium here. It's going to be another snap, and it's going to be a nice handoff there. A little bit of trickery again, continuing to fool us up here in the booth, but it's going to be at the 26-yard line there for a short gain. It's going to result in third down.
Yeah, I think that connection with Castro, Mohammadi, and Yancey, those are the 3 guys that we could see a lot from tonight.
They are waiting the play call here, beginning to huddle up. A Buckeye offense that has been a little bit more pass happy this year, attempting 229 total passes as a team compared to the national average of 144. Just something a little bit different that we have seen from this Puni offense so far, as it's going to be another direct snap, and it's going to be drilled. It's stopped there at the line of scrimmage. What an awesome tackle there to jump right up the gut. Tackle made there by number 5, Wyatt Tribolet, the senior middle linebacker. It's going to be a 4th and about medium as well, about a 4th and 4.
Yeah, good handoff there to Caleb McHenry, who was stopped, pretty abruptly by that Knights defense. So both teams have really proved that their defense is very strong. And right now we're seeing that this Buckeye offense has made at least the most, impact
Absolutely.
so far.
And it's going to be another snap. He's going to go straight into the end zone, and it's going to be deflected there by number 3, Kyle Crow there, who had another big week last week with an interception, and I believe he also had a fumble forced as well. So another good play there by the Lake Havasu defense. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, great stuff there from Kyle Crow. He got up and just off of his fingertip was able to deflect that ball, and he was saying, nope, denied. So good stuff there.
So yes, that was the safety Kyle Crow. He had 5 total tackles last week, an interception and a forced fumble in their 51-25 loss to Yuma Catholic, who has just been dominant all season long. Yuma Catholic has. But that's besides the point. The Lake Havasu offense is going to trot back out there after a big fourth down stop there at about the 25, 26-yard line, and it's going to be a handoff right up the middle again. He's going to turn upfield, and there's a wide open hole. He's turning on the Jets. He's at the 30, the 20, and it's a touchdown for Lake Havasu.
Wow, what a crazy turn of events here. Was not expecting that tonight.
What?
Pretty early on.
Wyatt Trebolet there with the rushing touchdown there.
Yeah, with just 6 minutes left in this first quarter, the Knights, like you said, turned on the Jets and just found all the gaps in that defense and was able to just take clear shot of the field.
That is his 4th rushing touchdown on the season. He doesn't usually run it a whole lot. He's only had 25 carries this year for 156 yards, as this extra point is going to be up and good. That's going to make it a 7-0 ball game with 5 minutes 51 seconds remaining.
Now, I'm sure this isn't what Buckeye really was expecting right out the gate. But hopefully this will fuel their momentum and really encourage them to go out and just have that extra fire.
Absolutely. They've been a really good tackling team on the season. They have 598 of them as a team on the season. That's 66.4 tackles a game, and it is a ridiculous amount, but just unable to wrap it up there. There seemed like there was a nice block there by the offensive guard by Lake Havasu, being able to allow him to make a jump cut and turn on the Jets.
So we will see the kick by number 6, Spencer Ibarra for the Knights.
And it's going to be a short kick there at about the 37-yard line, 38 perhaps, as we're going to see this Buckeye Union offense come right back out and try again.
Buckeye taking the field.
So it looks like it is freshman quarterback Antolon out there. He's had a nice season as well. 104 completions, 1,317 yards, 16 passing touchdowns to 6 interceptions, playing some efficient quarterback ball here. So we're going to see a motion to the left, and it's going to actually just be a direct handoff. He's going to break one tackle, continue to drive, and he's going to be stopped at about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, good run there.
Yeah.
Good handoff from Antillian.
That was Ali Mohammadi there, the senior running back and linebacker, getting the handoff there, as we're going to come up on a 2nd and 5 here. So we're going to see some more shotgun, 2 receivers left and right.
Some motion from number 2, Salvador Castro.
So it's going to be a screen pass all the way to number 3. He slips one tackle, and he's going to continue to go. He is turning on the Jets, and he gets pushed out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Davon Standard there for the reception, for the screen pass. First down.
Good run there along the sideline. Good tackle from the Knights. Really taking the hit there,
Yeah.
He just ran straight into him.
Again, that was Davon Standard there. He has had an excellent season so far. And we'll get to the stat line there real shortly here at the end of this play. We're going to see trips out to the right, and we're going to see a designed rollout, and he's going to look towards the middle of the field, and it's going to be intercepted. He's going to continue to turn on the Jets and be pushed out at around the 45-yard line.
Not what Valentine Antillian wanted, really, with that play. You can kind of tell he had that play set up. I think you kind of touched on that. But it was just intercepted by the Knights, and they were able to carry that as far as they can. They made it pretty far.
Absolutely. They had it right where they wanted them to, but it looked like it was the right play. There was a It was the slot receiver going right up the field. He had the right idea, just a little bit behind him, and it just gets tipped up to the Lake Havasu defender. And we're going to see Lake Havasu trot back out for their third possession of the game already. And it's going to be another handoff right up the middle, and there's a ton of space. And he continues to drive and gets the first down at about the 42-yard line for a Lake Havasu first down. Run there by Gavin Briggs, again, the senior running back and linebacker. And they're going quick to the line. And they're going to continue to run it up the middle. And there is a wide open hole, and he's going to cut up the field, and a nice tackle there at about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, really good grab at the legs by Raiden Mendoza for the Hawks. You know, he was sitting there, he was ready.
Yeah.
But
As we do see an injured Hawks player, and we're going to step aside from that. But I did want to take a second to talk about Davon Standard, because that interception really ruined the mojo there. But he's leading the team in receptions and in receiving yards, 44 catches, 611 yards, has 6 touchdowns on the season, which is second to number 2 there, Salvador Castro. But having an excellent season so far for a team that usually doesn't pass the ball as much as they do.
yeah, for sure. I mean, gotta love the all-around, just, you know, athleticism from these players
Mm-hmm.
and just their ability to, you know, not necessarily carry, but just, you know, be able to carry themselves.
Yeah.
On that leaderboard. It's a bit chilly out here tonight.
It's not a normal thing out here. We were complaining for 3 months of this internship, going ahead and talking about 90-degree weather. But it's finally, you're feeling the football, cool, chilly, crisp weather outside.
That's how it normally is. It starts off way too hot and then it ends way too cold, at least for us here in Arizona. You know, we can't really complain that much about 60-degree weather anywhere else but here. Number 10 for the Buckeye Hawks, Ivan Irigoyen. Kind of limping off the field. Hope he's okay.
But walking under his own power, that's a great sign to see.
Yes.
At the 23-yard line is the Lake Havasu offense trotting out once again. So we're going to see 2 receivers, one on the right, another on the left. And just by the play design, it looks like it perhaps can be another run play up the middle. And it is going to be a run right up the middle. He's going to cut it to the left side, and there is some space, and he's going to continue running, and he is inside the 10-yard line at about the 6-yard line. That was, again, by Gavin Briggs, another excellent run there by Lake Havasu.
Yeah, Lake Havasu has done a really good job at just gaining and finding their comfortable spot in the end zone area.
And another run right up the middle. It's going to be stopped short of the end zone at about the 1-yard line. Just running the same play over and over again.
Now Lake Havasu kind of posing as a threat to Buckeye right now, as they're, you know, just inches, feet away from that end zone.
And it looks like an offensive lineman lining up at fullback, and he's going to take it, and he's going to be stopped short. It is going to be a 3rd and goal there. What a nice goal line stand there by Buckeye.
Yeah, great defense there from Buckeye. Yeah, I kind of saw guys just throwing themselves at that point, just really going all in on that defensive effort.
Yeah, it looked like it was a direct snap and a handoff to an offensive lineman there, and he's going to stay in the game, it looks like.
With just 2 minutes left in this first quarter, Lake Havasu is up.
And it is going to be another easy touchdown. My apologies there, but again, that was a touchdown there by Gavin Briggs.
And it looks like there's a flag.
And it is going to be a holding there by Lake Havasu, which is going to negate the touchdown. It is going to remain a 3rd and goal will be brought back to the 12-yard line, it seems.
So Lake Havasu will move back a few yards.
And it is going to be another direct handoff. They're going to snap it, pass it, and it looks like it's going to be incomplete, but another flag is going to be thrown out there. Pass intended there for Spencer Ibarra, the junior receiver and safety there. And he draws that pass interference penalty. And it is going to result in a 1st and goal here for Lake Havasu. Disappointing play right there. It looked like they had him. It was one-on-one coverage. Just had early contact there in the end zone. Just an unfortunate play.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication, it seems, on the field. Some hand signals thrown by coach for the Knights.
And Nieblas is going to pass it again, and it's going to be another good pass break up there. As there is another flag that comes out real late, but that was great, excellent coverage there by Buckeye.
All-out defense from Buckeye as Lake Havasu is just right there, right next to the end zone, and Buckeye's really done a great job holding them from making that touchdown.
And that penalty is going to be on Buckeye's defense once again. It looks like it was a late hit, a roughing the passer penalty there. Another unfortunate mistake. You had him right where you wanted him to. It was another 3rd and goal opportunity, and it's just going to result in another short yardage opportunity here for Lake Havasu.
Lake Havasu will line up in offense.
So they're at about the 3-yard line, and there is going to be a timeout here by Lake Havasu.
So I'm curious if this timeout is really just to communicate with the team. It seems like there might have been some miscommunication, as it looked like there was some confusion out there.
Definitely, and perhaps they try to go back to their original play on 2nd and goal where they had a handoff there to their offensive guard. That was Dylan Meldrum, the senior offensive guard. A little bit of trickery there, though. I mean, you don't see a whole lot of offensive linemen going ahead and taking handoffs into the end zone. So perhaps they try to get him involved once again, have a big body go in there and drive himself into the end zone.
Now the Knights will take the field from that timeout, followed by the Hawks. Now let's see what that Lake Havasu offense can really do. I mean, that Buckeye defense has done a really, really good job at holding them from making this touchdown, so it'll be interesting to see if Havasu can execute.
So we're looking at a 3rd and 3 here at the 3-yard line, and it's going to be another handoff, and he's going to be into the end zone. Another touchdown there by Gavin Briggs for a 3-yard score. A little bit of dancing there, though. It looked like he was going to be stopped short, muscles his way through, and gets his arm over the goal line, getting the touchdown there, making it 13-0 with a minute 40 left to play in the first quarter.
Now that's his 2nd attempt, and technically the first he made a touchdown that first time until the flag was thrown on the field. So good to see him going back out there and, getting that 2nd attempt and actually being successful with it.
As the extra point is good there by Lake Havasu, a 14-0 ball game so far. But Lake Havasu, this is Nothing new for them. They do have a 4-5 record, which is just a little bit below from what they've had in years prior. Head coach Carl Thompson, been a part of the program for a very, very long time now. Has been the head coach of the team since 2009, has been a part of the program since 1999. Has amassed a 94-74 record throughout his coaching career with Lake Havasu.
Go. Quite the resume there.
It's a long, long list. I don't know if you saw the paper.
Yeah. Oh
That's a
wow.
lot of
Yeah.
that's a lot of years that I had to write down there. But it is going to be another short kick, and it's going to be recovered at about the 32-yard line. He's going to sit down on it. We marked at about the 32-yard line with Buckeye's offense coming out again to try again once more.
Yeah, now we've seen the Lake Havasu Knights, that their kicker really likes that short kick. I think he just finds the most success with it.
You would think, is it like strategic? I would try to boot it all the way into the end zone if I was a
Yeah.
kicker.
There's got to be a strategy there for sure.
It's going to be a 1st and 10 at about the 32-yard line. Buckeyes offense out there once again. Antolon, the freshman quarterback. It's going to be another handoff right up the middle, and he's going to be brought down for a short gain there. Tackled there by Joel Zuniga, the junior middle linebacker. Being able to find him right around the left tackle. Stopped for a 1-yard gain there, a 2nd and 9.
Now, one thing I have to mention is the freshman quarterback, Valentin Antillion, out there for the Buckeye Hawks
Mm-hmm.
on senior night. You know, it's not typical that you see a freshman starting at quarterback on a senior night, so pretty big accomplishment there for him.
He's going to look right again. It's going to be a curl route over to number 3, and he's going to get the first down there. Davon Standard again with the reception at about the 43-yard line. That's a first down there. Driving up the field once more.
Yeah, driving up the field with 53 seconds left in this first quarter, and we'll really see what this Buckeye offense can do. Hopefully make a statement with the last few seconds that we have.
And it is going to be at the 43-yard line, a 1st and 10, as we are going to see a flag just fly from the backside. And it is going to, it looks like it's going to be a false start, and it is a false start there by the Buckeye offense. Again, another unfortunate mistake there, just having a couple of them through the pass play on the 4th down in Lake Havasu's territory. This false start right here, driving them back, the interception. Just got to clean those mistakes up.
Yeah, can't really make it a game of penalties. I mean, it's not really under their control, but there are some things that they could hopefully, take note of and really fix, going into the second quarter. Definitely something to talk about in the quarter break.
It's going to result in a 1st and 15 here, and he's going to drop back to pass. He's going to roll left, looking left, and it's just going to be thrown out of bounds. We do see a flag on the play, however. Just had to kill the play there.
Yeah, another penalty. I believe, correct? Yes.
And it is going to be a holding by Buckeye once again by the right tackle there. Just tackled him to the ground, which is just, it's fascinating how those plays can be so subjective.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, it looks like he has him pinned and good and down. On the other hand, you don't want to hold him all the way back.
Yeah. No, not really what Buckeye was hoping for, as they have, lost 2 of the yards that they gained, so.
And he's just going to regain all the yardage
Yeah,
back. He's going to go
exactly.
right up to the 47-yard line there. Was about an 18-yard gain there by the Buckeye running back. It's going to result in a 2nd and manageable now, which is something that we just have not been able to see. We don't see those types of plays all that often.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a broadcaster's jinx there, too. Just in the middle of saying and was able to gain all those yards back.
You know, Coach Pooney is going to hear you one of these days up in the booth, and he's going to point at you, call you out on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for it. Now we have a player being escorted off the field. Number 55, Brody Wellman for the Buckeye Hawks. Seems to be a little bit injured there. Walking away with the training staff. Hopefully he is okay.
And he's going to drop back to pass. He's going to roll out left once again. It's going to be a tough pass there, and it's almost completed there, and a flag comes out late. Intended there for Davon Standard once again, becoming one of his favorite targets this game early on.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe I noted pretty early on in this broadcast that he's going to have three main guys, and Standard is definitely one of them. So it's good to keep an eye on those connections, especially for the Knights, just to really pin down, especially Standard, who's, we've seen been on the receiving end of that ball pretty early on tonight.
And it turns out that is a pass interference by Lake Havasu, and it's going to result in a first down. What a way to gain back all the yardage that they had lost on their previous two penalties.
Yeah.
It's going to be marked at the 37 now, 4 seconds left to play in this first quarter. And it's going to be another handoff right up the middle, and he's going to be stopped at about the 36-yard line for a very short gain there. Handoff to Zylan Yancey, the sophomore running back, and that is going to be the end of the first quarter. Early takeaways so far from the first quarter.
Yeah, we've seen a really strong Buckeye defense, especially when the Knights were right there at the end zone, and they had a couple of attempts going to, score the touchdown, and the Buckeye defense just did a really good job at holding them until, unfortunately for the Hawks, the Knights were able to score their second touchdown of the night just in the first quarter. So, it's going to definitely be a fight for the Hawks going into this second quarter, and, just the Knights seem to really have their stuff figured out, especially in their offense. So we have like a really strong offense team and a really strong defense team that we're looking at here. So
it's a nice matchup.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting game tonight for sure.
But Buckeye, we were talking about at the top of the show, a 2-7 record, again, a little bit below the expectations that they have had for a number of seasons now. They had a really good trio that they had for 2 seasons with their quarterback, running back, receiver trio of Ricardo Juarez, Vili Tungodi, and Darius Haskin. All 3 of them graduated now, and there's more opportunities for freshmen and juniors, like how we are looking at with Standard and Antolon.
Yeah, for sure. Love to see that, just, players coming in and filling those shoes of the players that have really made a mark on the program.
As it's going to be a 2nd and 8 at the 36, and it's going to be another run right up the middle, and he's going to be dragged back just a little bit. Maybe he pushes for 2 yards there. It's going to be a 3rd and medium here by the Buckeye offense. Again, both teams trying to establish their runs right up the middle, trying to create space for their running backs and make plays with their legs.
Yeah. And it's good to be versatile in making plays with your legs and with your arms, especially for Antillian.
It's going to be a 3rd and 7 here at the 34-yard line. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right, and he's going to look right, and that's going to go to Standard, but it's going to be incomplete, just a little bit outside and over his head. That's going to be a 4th and 7 there.
A little bit too much power on that throw to Davon Standard.
Yeah, it looked like he was expecting him to go a little bit more out instead of staying put on a curl route like how he was there.
So a little bit of miscommunication, or just, they were on the same page until the throw says otherwise.
And they are going to go for it on a 4th and 7. He's going to design rollout to the right, and it's going to be down the sideline, and he's going to complete it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Salvador Castro there on the reception for the Hawks' first down. What a beautiful throw and a beautiful catch, only where he could catch it.
Yeah, exactly. It was almost exactly to Salvador Castro, and he was able to keep his feet in bounds until he fell out of bounds. Thought that was really good athleticism there from Castro. Just knowing where he is on the field is very important.
Exactly. It's really hard to gauge where you're at out on the field, and it's going to be a first down at the 23, and he's going to look into the end zone for Standard, and he
Oh,
caught it. Touchdown Hawks. Davon Standard. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch
yeah.
over two defenders. A 6-14 ball game, 11 minutes, 2 seconds left to go.
And we knew Davon Standard was going to be that guy tonight, and he did just that, going into the second quarter really early on and making a statement for the Buckeye Hawks, just like we wanted to see, from the result of the first quarter.
They are going to line up here for the extra point. A left-footed kicker. I haven't seen this all high school yet. And it is going to be up and good, and that's a 7-14 ball game. The nerve of Pooney to go ahead and go for it on a 4th and 7 in their territory, and to go design a play up where it's so precise
Yeah,
what they have to do.
yeah.
And for them to get a touchdown out of that, it's got to feel very exhilarating for them to do that.
Yeah, and that just shows that he really trusts his team and his offense to go out and execute that play, and it really will just be a boost of confidence for them.
Yeah.
Just for tonight and, for the rest of the season, however far they go, knowing that they can make, that commitment and, be successful with it.
That was Standard's 7th touchdown on the season. That is Antolon's 17th touchdown on the season through the air. Connection that we're going to have to really keep our eyes out on for next year. They look like they're getting the chemistry down.
Yeah. Good to see, with any matchup, but specifically with a team that's, seems to struggle a little bit, not really winning a lot of games. It's good to see that they're establishing that chemistry.
Again, a 7-14 ball game. Lake Havasu is up 11 minutes, 2 seconds left to go in this quarter, and we're finally going to see a deep kick, and that's going to end up being returned at about the 10-yard line. He's going to try to go right up the right sideline, and he is going to continue to go down the right sideline, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. Good return right there. 30-plus yard return. You don't see a whole lot of that often.
Yeah, number 81 for the Knights, just taking that ball and running as far as he can, and he found a lot of success in doing so.
Return there by Carter Devitt, the sophomore receiver and cornerback, making a play there, putting them in position for another short yardage drive. That's actually going to be at the 48. So we're going to see one receiver to the left and another to the right. Perhaps you look for another run right up the middle again.
Looking for hand signals from coach.
And it's going to be not a run play. It's going to be a throw right up the middle. It's a rainbow, and it's going to be caught at the 22, 23-yard line there.
Looks like number 8, I believe, Trip Burke was able to make that catch. Great effort. He had 2 Buckeye defense on him and was still able to execute with that completed pass.
Through a rainbow. You don't see a lot of those right down the middle. Give the defender a chance to go back to the ball, but a nice effort to get back to the ball by Lake Havasu's receiver regardless. And it's going to be another pass play, and it's going to go right into the end zone. Another rainbow, and it is almost a one-handed catch, but a flag comes out at the end of the play there into the end zone.
Yeah, what a good throw. It just shows that Eric Nablas, the quarterback for the Knights, is just really comfortable in making those really far and kind of risky throws.
Yeah,
Um, that one, it was tricky considering that his receiver had a defense on him and knew he was going to take him down, but good effort there.
pass intended there to Halo jump, but it is going to be a flag on the Buckeye defense once again. The ball is going to be spotted at about the 11-yard line. And is going to be a run play up the middle to Briggs, and he's going to go easily into the end zone and a big hit at the end. And flags are going to come out at the end of the play. But for now, Gavin Briggs does have another rushing touchdown on the season.
Yeah, that'll be a second touchdown tonight. He just finds himself in all the right positions to score
Mm-hmm.
for the Knights, and he's just done a great job making really a statement tonight for the Knights.
And it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty there by Buckeye at the end of the play. A big hit as he was entering the end zone. But Briggs, that is his second touchdown on the evening. That is his fifth rushing touchdown on the year. He is their leading rusher, 121 carries, 674 yards, about 5.6 yards a carry. Really carrying that rushing attack for Lake Havasu. The extra point is going to be no good right off of the goalpost. We don't ever see those. We don't see doinks like that over in high school.
Yeah, I'm kind of unlucky there for the Knights, unable to make that extra point, but I don't really think they have much to worry about considering they're up 20-7 in the second quarter. But don't count the Buckeye Hawks out.
Mm-mm.
They've done a really good job at finding those connections and establishing those connections in the first quarter, or sorry, the first half will be really prominent for them in the second half, just to be more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. That drive took less than a minute to get down the field. A couple of costly penalties there by Buckeye, but also some very nice plays there by Lake Havasu. But it gives the offense for Buckeye more opportunities to make this a closer game, perhaps take the lead at some point in this first half. There's just plenty of time left in this first half of play, and they get the ball back to start the second half as
Yeah.
well. As this kickoff is going to be taken at about the 45-yard line in Buckeyes territory. This is a short kick, and I mean, this is a special teams unit that likes to do short kicks, so
Mm.
this works out well in their favor. It's going to be a kick by Spencer Ibarra, and it's going to be recovered there at about the 27-yard line, just falls right on top of it, and we get to see Buckeyes offense once more in this second quarter. So what do you think? Do you continue to target standard? Do you continue to try to run the ball? What is the game plan here for you if you were in coach's mind?
I mean, I would keep those connections established. Definitely, Standard has, been a standout player tonight for the Hawks. So, I mean, just really targeting Standard, and also, you know, we haven't really seen a lot of um, plays with the feet from Antillian.
Hmm.
So, like you said, taking the ball on, using the legs rather than arms, they might find some success.
And another creative run play going right up the middle once again. That's going to be brought down at about the 35-yard line. Attempt there by Zylan Yancey once again taking the handoff and making it a second and short here. So we're going to see two receivers right, another one out to the left. And it is going to be a pass play. It's going to be two standard once again, and he's going to be quickly dropped there at about the 37-yard line.
Good completed pass there from Antillian to standard. Gaining just a little bit. Not a lot, but you know, definitely some progress.
Yeah, tackle made there by Ashton Given, the junior linebacker. It's going to be a 1st and 10 regardless. Short yardage, but getting the job done.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to see trips out to the left. But still going to be a run play, a wide open hole, and he's going to turn up the field, and he's going to be brought down at about the 49-yard line. That is Ali Mohammadi, the senior running back, getting the first down in his final game for Buckeye.
Yeah, he just found all the gaps in that Knights defense there up until, you know, making that contact and falling to the ground, but he was able to kind of, you know, finesse his way through, and another good gain there for the Hawks.
Mohammadi been an effective back so far, 4 rushing touchdowns on the year, and it's going to be another handoff to him, and he's going to be dropped a little bit short there. He's going to be tackled at about the 47-yard line. That'll be a 2nd and 7 there. 8 minutes, 34 seconds left to go and counting.
Now, with the last, you know, 8-ish minutes of this second quarter, what do you expect to see from Buckeye?
The standard. We need to see the standard go out there and make plays once again, but we're going to see a little bit more from Yancey. That's what I would like to see, as it is going to be 2 standard. And he's going to have a big hole open up, and he's going to continue to dance at the sideline, taken out at about the 29-yard line. The standard, once again, going ahead, setting the standard for these Buckeye offensive receivers.
Yeah, so that connection from Antillian to standard is going to be huge for the Hawks as they finish out this first half.
Again, marked out at the 29-yard line. We're going to see trips out to the left once again. And it's going to be a handoff to Mohammadi again. He's going to get quickly dropped for about a yard there. So it looks like that was Joel Zuniga, the junior linebacker by Havasu, making the play there. Really bursting through the hole and making a play there to make it a 2nd and long still.
Yeah, good gain from the Hawks. You know, we said we wanted to see it, and we're seeing it, and they're making their way slowly towards that end zone. So with the last 7 minutes that they've got, hopefully they can make, you know, some good progress.
And it's going to be snapped, and it's going to be handed off to again, but another short yardage gain there. Gavin Briggs there with the tackle. It's going to be remaining a 3rd and long here, for this Buckeye Hawks offense.
You know, we talk about the Antillian to standard connection, but that handoff to Yancey has been, you know, successful at times for the Hawks. He's able to really just find his way through that defense as best as he can. I mean, he's got a pretty strong defense going up against him from the Knights. So another connection to keep an eye on tonight.
It's going to be a 3rd and 9 here at the 28, no yards there gained by Buckeye. He's going to roll out to the left, and he's going to be pressured quickly. He's going to be brought down at the 36. Joel Zuniga again with the sack, making plays for the defense this drive, and it's going to be a 4th and long here at about the 36.
Yeah, the Knights are really shutting down this Hawks offense. Not ideal for the Hawks at all, but we'll see if they can come back.
But they are going to go for it on a 4th and 18. What's the play design here? We're going to see 3 to the right, another to the left. And he is going to look for number 2, and it's going to be caught at about the 23. And he's going to be brought down there. It does not look like he got the first down, however. Caught by Salvador Castro there. But it's going to be a turnover on downs. It's going to be Knight's ball at about the 23-yard line.
So really good run there from that Hawks offense. You know, wasn't able to get as close to the end zone as I thought they would, but good effort still. And maybe they'll use that momentum on their next run.
Yeah, good play design right there. It looked like it was going to be a wheel route. If he led him just a little bit further, it probably would have been a first down. But also being understanding that there is cornerback in front of the receiver, a safety behind the receiver. Just a difficult play there, but nice design there by Buckeye. It's going to be a handoff once again, and he's going to continue to go towards the right side. It's going to be a first down. Goes through the hole, and he's still going. It's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
That's about the second or third really long run that we've seen from the Knights as soon as they, get possession of that ball. So the Knights are really good at gaining as many yards as they can in just one single run.
And it's going to be a personal foul call there by Buckeye. I didn't see a personal foul call right there, but the run there on the play was by number 24, Tristan Andrade, the junior running back. It's going to be a 1st and 10 at about the 30-yard line. It's going to be a screen pass. Jesus, they're going really quick. And he's going to continue to go down the left, and it's going to be about a 5-yard gain there by Lake Havasu. Caught there by Trip Burke once again on the play.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, this Knights offense is running their, plays really, really fast. And you kind of have to wonder if there's a tactic behind that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to see two receivers left and right, a little bit of a different formation than the previous couple of plays. He's going to be looking. He's turning on the Jets, trying to dance. And they don't want to dance back. He's going to be sacked at the 31-yard line. That is a sack there by number 55, Brody Wellman, the senior guard and nose tackle once again, making a play for this defense, making it a 3rd and long here.
Yeah, so like we've seen all tonight, great defense on the Hawks side, great offense on the Knights side. That's just how it's been.
Okay, so it is going to be a 3rd down and 11. The scoreboard had it early for us, but he's going to drop back. We're going to see a blitz from the safety, and he's wide open down the middle of the field, and that's going to be another Lake Havasu touchdown there. Luke Johnson there on the reception, just wide open up the middle for a touchdown. It's going to be a 26-7 ball game, 4 minutes, 11 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, so the score is now 26-7. Lake Havasu Knights up to the Buckeye Hawks. And it's just been truly an amazing offensive game for the Knights.
As we're going to await the extra point here. And that one is not going to doink this time around. It is going to go through. It's going to be a 27-7 ball game. An unfortunate play there. They had a all-out blitz there. There was a safety that came down trying to pressure the quarterback, but there was just a breakdown in coverage, and it resulted in a Johnson touchdown real wide open.
Yeah. So the Knights will now be up by 20 points, I believe.
Yep.
If I do my math correct. It's a little too late for that.
Math is a tough subject for all of us
for me at least.
As the kickoff is going to be at about the 40-yard line. So we're going to see another short kick once again. It's going to be an onside, it looks like, and it is going to be an onside, a penalty there by Lake Havasu. Ball being kicked off out of bounds. So it's going to result in some favorable field position here for Buckeye. What a mistake there by Lake Havasu.
Yeah, that was the way that they've been kicking tonight has been quite interesting to me. It's not something I've seen a lot in, just high school football specifically.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, but we'll see. Buckeye confidently taking the field.
So we await to see where the ball is going to be spotted. It's going to be at the 40-yard line. I was looking at the wrong ref the entire time. So it's going to be at the far side of the field at the 40-yard line. Favorable field position once again. So we're going to see another trip set out to the right, another receiver to the left. Takes snap. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle. He's going to dance, and he's going to continue to go. That's going to be a first down there for Yancey. Being brought down at about the 29-yard line.
Yeah, great stuff from Yancey. Just like you said, dancing through that defense and finding his way really far. Good gainage there for the Hawks.
Perhaps he salsa'd his way down to the 29-yard line, but it's going to be a first down with less than 4 minutes to go in the half. Antillon sprinted out to the huddle there to bring in the play call. Going to see two receivers left and right this go around. And there is nowhere to go there for the running back. You had two guys coming off of the edge just screaming at him. It's going to result in no gain there for the Hawks.
Yeah, now we'll see if Antillion's gonna target the two. It seemed to be open receivers. Standard and I believe Swain.
He's going to take the snap. He's going to look, and he pump faked it, but it's going to result in an incompletion. He's going to throw it away there. Got me with the pump fake there. I thought he threw that all the way out to the left side. But again, trying to go for standard there before he ended up bringing the ball down, a pump fake. And no intentional grounding there either, so it's going to be a third and long here. 2 minutes, 52 seconds left to go.
Now let's see if the Hawks can really capitalize on this offense run. Get just 1 to 2, at least one more touchdown going into the second half.
It's going to be a designed rollout to the right, and he's going to be caught at the 14, caught by number 14 at about the 22-yard line. It's going to be a fourth and short here, but very much a fourth and manageable here for Buckeye, caught there by Maddox Villegas, the sophomore receiver.
Haven't seen a lot from Villegas tonight, but now that they're establishing that connection, might be something to keep on the radar.
It's going to be a 4th and 3 here at the 22. It's going to be snapped again. It's going to be a halfback screen there by Yancey. He's going to turn on the Jets, try to go to the corner. He's going to be tackled at about the 12-yard line. Reception there by Zylan Yancey once again. Clever play call there. We haven't seen a running back screen yet, and it was the perfect time to run it.
Yeah, good gain there for the Hawks. Just what they need. A little bit of a confidence boost for them as they're, just right there for the end zone.
And it's going to go to Yancey once again. He's going to be brought down at about the 7-yard line there. A little shoestring tackle action there, but getting another couple of yards is going to be a second and manageable for the Hawks. By the way, that was only his third reception. That was only his third catch on the season.
Wow. So getting him those good reps and, good experience out there on the field.
A lot of faith being put into a play call like that. but it's going to go to Mohammadi, and he's going to bounce to the right, and he's going to be tackled at about the 3-yard line, but a nice little jump cut and being able to bounce off of the tackle to get that much closer to the end zone.
Yeah, and like I was, something I actually want to touch on is that Coach Pooney for the Hawks said that he's going to have fresh starters on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And initially when I heard that, I thought he was going to be starting his, seniors that haven't really seen the field this year. But now that we're seeing a lot from Yancey, who's just a sophomore running back,
Yep.
and like you said, his third reception on the season, um, just shows that they're really prepping these guys for down the line, future seasons.
Absolutely. But that was a running play there. It was a fullback dive there to Brody Wellman, the senior guard, trying to get him a touchdown there, but it's going to be stopped at about the 2-yard line. A 4th and goal here for the Hawks. It's actually going to be a 1st and goal. That was actually not, they were not inside the 10 on that play, but it's going to go right back to the offensive guard, and he's going to get into the end zone. Is he in? And it is a touchdown. Brody Wellman there on the fullback dive once again. His first touchdown of the season in his final game for the Hawks. It's going to be a 27-13 ball game.
And just what we wanted to see happened for the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Able to score that, extra touchdown, what they need to gain momentum going into the second half.
And it's going to be a missnapped play right over there, and he's going to try to turn the corner. 10 is turning it up, and he's going to be brought down at about the 2, and it actually goes into the end zone. What do they call that?
I'm quite confused on what just happened there.
And it's going to be no good, so the snap went wrong there. The person who was supposed to catch the ball right there had it misplaced, and he had to run to the right, but then he fumbled it right at about the 3-yard line, and they thought that it fumbled into the end zone. That would have been recovered by Buckeye, but it does not count for a 2-point conversion, let alone an extra point. So it's going to remain a 27-13 ball game. 40 seconds left to go.
Yeah, kind of a scramble play there from, the receiver of that ball. You could kind of sense the, I don't know, stress, whatever you would call it, kind of like frantic. They seemed like they knew what they needed to do and just couldn't execute. So unfortunate for the Hawks, but at least they were able to score that touchdown and, gain a little bit of momentum off of that.
Yeah, they were really draining the clock there. I believe the drive started with about 4.5 minutes left to go in the half. So they take up a lot of time to make the defense tired, and they get themselves a score. And they get the ball back to start the half, and they're going to go for an onside kick, and it's going to be recovered there by Buckeye. Buckeye is going to regain possession at about the 49-yard line in their territory with 36 seconds left to go.
Great energy from the sideline, too. All those guys super excited, able to make that play.
Not giving Lake Havasu any opportunity to try to get themselves another score before the half. A risky play call there, but it's going to be Hawks ball at the 49-yard line. Give themselves one more chance and one more opportunity to get a touchdown before the half. Snap to Antolon. He's going to roll out right. He's going to look for Standard, who is double covered. It's just going to be thrown out of bounds. talk about the attention that Standard is getting, having double coverage thrown at him, and Antolon still having the trust in him to try to make a play there.
Yeah, just shows that, he's the to-go receiver, and, there, like you said, there's a lot of trust there. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's tough either way, whether you have just defenders on you or not, to really trust each and every player out there on the field in making the completed pass.
Antolon's going to drop back again. He's going to go to Standard on a screen play. He's going to go right into the defender, and he's going to be brought down at about the 40-yard line. And they're not going to call a timeout, and they do call a timeout, in fact, with 20 seconds left to go. It'll be a first down for the Hawks at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, so I guess we'll kind of revisit what I asked you a little bit earlier on, but now that we've seen the momentum from the Hawks start to, kind of crawl back, with the score of 13-27, about to go into the second half, what do you expect with the last 19 seconds of this half, from, I guess I'll say both teams, really?
So I'll give you the same answer that I gave you for Buckeye, the Standard. He's going to continue to make plays with his feet, with his hands. They clearly have the trust in him to do so, and it's just being able to feed the playmakers in himself, Mohammadi, Yancey. Those are just a couple of the playmakers that they have that have made a mark in this game so far.
Yeah.
As for Lake Havasu, I'm going to continue to keep my eye on Kyle Crow, the junior safety, who ended up getting the interception early in that first quarter with back-to-back games with interceptions. Keep an eye out on this secondary to continue to make plays. But it's going to be a snap to Antolon, and he's going to look for his receiver, and it's going to be incomplete to Salvador Castro. Maybe expected him to stop on a dime and come back to him, but that just never happened, and it is going to result in a 2nd and 10 at the 40.
Antillian receiving that play from the coach, relaying it to his team as they take the field in offense once again.
Takes the snap. He's going to look for Standard once again. It's going to be a hook and ladder to the 29-yard line. Mohammadi getting the receiving end of that hook and ladder play. Didn't really fool Lake Havasu all that much there, though.
Yeah, Lake Havasu seems to know a lot about just the plays that, each opponent that they play will have, and they've really snooped out the Hawks plays on their offensive runs. And that was a really good play there. It was Antillian to Standard to Mohammadi on that, and that's something that we haven't seen tonight. So like I said, with that momentum, there's going to be that confidence boost, and with that play, we can kind of really see that come to fruition.
But I did want to continue the answer to the question a third go around with the Lake Havasu. I was talking about Kyle Crow, but there is a couple of guys that I wanted to highlight as well who also had big defensive weeks. Gavin Briggs, who ended up getting 2 rushing touchdowns in this game so far, had 11 total tackles last week with a sack and an interception, along with Spencer Ibarra, who also had an interception of his own. Luke Johnson's another linebacker to keep an eye out on. He had 11 tackles last week with a fumble recovery and 2 tackles for loss. It's just more so about the defense. They have to continue to make plays. There's a lot of momentum, like you were saying, building for Buckeye. And those are the 4 guys that we're really going to have to keep our eyes out on for Lake Havasu. And he's going to look down the middle of the field, and it is going to be caught there by Castro. It's going to be brought down at the 6-yard line. Man, another gorgeous throw there.
Yeah, great completed pass there from Castro, who's another one of those strong receivers that Antillian can really just rely on.
That's right, Castro, 39 catches, 574 yards on the year, along with 9 touchdowns. having a stellar season for this Buckeye Hawks offense so far. 3 seconds left to go in the half. Ball spotted at the 5. What's the play call that you would call here?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not really fresh on my football plays, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. But what I will trust is the fact that the Buckeyes are going to go out and make the play that Ellis really, feels confident in.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of standard here. You wouldn't think maybe like a run play up the middle. That's what they've been trying to establish, but I would certainly look for standard. Castro making a play there as well.
Yeah.
Mohammadi, perhaps. He has been secure and been a solid option so far. But it doesn't look like they are going to go for the touchdown here. Interesting. They have the field goal unit out. Field goal at the 5-yard line. It's just something that they haven't done so far. They haven't made a field goal like this all season. They've only attempted one on the year so far. So fascinating play call here. Good snap, good hold. And it's going to be good. It's going to be a 16-27 ball game. It says 0.4 seconds left on the clock, but there is really nothing left for Havasu to do other than just take the kickoff, knee it,
Yeah.
and go into halftime.
Yeah. And like I said, I was confident in, Ellis's decision to really choose what he was the most confident in, and they were able to execute and put a couple more points on the board.
Yep. So again, that was their first field goal on the season. They've only attempted 2, including this recent one, not making one all season long. You don't usually see a lot of field goals like this, or a field goal attempts for that matter, in high school football. The national average for field goals made and attempted are 2 made field goals to 4 field goals attempted. So a rarity that we just saw here at Buckeye Union.
Yeah. Now with just 0.4 seconds left on the clock, we might expect to see
and they recover another onside kick. It's going to go into halftime, but another onside kick. You don't see 2 of them recovered in the same half, mind you.
Yeah, good stuff from the Hawks, and they're starting to fire up. So it'll be an interesting second half. See if the Hawks can crawl their way back and really pose as a threat to the Knights.
And with that, we will actually be entering halftime. It is a 27-16 ball game. Lake Havasu up on Buckeye Union at Buckeye High School on senior night as well. We will be taking a break as well. We will see you guys at the start of the third quarter.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
This this week's Sunday Night Football matchup between the Detroit Lions and Houston Texans features two divisional leaders looking to bolster their already impressive records heading into the back half of the season. The 7-1 Lions come in after holding a very good Packers team to 14 points a week ago. After their lone loss to the Buccaneers back in Week 2, the Lions have rattled off 6 victories in a row to reclaim the lead in the NFC North. Offensive coordinator Ben Johnson has the offense rolling, creating over 32 points per game while having a little fun in the process. Creating plays for his linemen was definitely not on many people's bingo card. On the other side, the 6-3 Texans just came off their worst performance of the season in a gruesome loss to the Jets on Thursday night last week. C.J. Stroud and Joe Mixon have looked great to start the season, but key injuries to the receiving core have this offense a little rattled. Leading receiver Nico Collins is questionable to play this week. If he gets the nod before kickoff, look for this to be an exciting offensive game. The winner of this game could likely kickstart the back half of their season for both potential playoff teams. For Varsity Sports, I'm Jay Skrinky.
This is Cooper Holman from the Varsity Sports Show, coming to you from Arizona for your Cardinal update. Just like everyone expected, the Arizona Cardinals are first in the NFC West. 9 weeks into the season, the Cardinals hold a 5-4 record and are winners of 3 straight, coming off a dominant win over a Chicago Bears team that's beginning to unravel a little bit. The Cardinals are setting themselves up to clinch a division title. Before their matchup with Seattle here in a couple weeks, the Cardinals are 2-0 against divisional opponents with 2 matchups with the Seahawks in the next 4 weeks. Win or lose, that second game on December 8th will be a chess match, as both teams will be familiar with each other. Coming into the season, I looked at the Cardinals' win number at 8.5 and thought it'd be a free cheddar kind of play, with the uncertainty sprinkled around the roster, including quarterback Kyler Murray. And honestly, after their 42-14 loss to the Commanders in Week 4 that moved them to 1-3, I think Cardinal fans were thinking the under on the win total was going to hit as well. But credit where credit is due, as Kyler Murray, who has looked like a player who should be a top 10 highest paid player in the league this season. With 13 total touchdowns and a completion percentage at 67%, Murray has not only looked like a former first overall pick, he's arguably been one of the better QBs in the league this season. With 8 games remaining after their bye, and only 4 of those games being against divisional opponents, there's still a lot of time left in the season for the other NFC West teams to surge. And with the last place being Seattle at 4-5, these 2 matchups over the next 4 weeks will be sure to shake up the standings even more. But as of right now, no team is flying higher than the Cardinals. This has been Cooper Holman from the Varsity Sports Show with your Cardinal update.
Hi, this is Jameer Johnson reporting with the Varsity Sports Show in Arizona State University, broadcasting from Indianapolis, Indiana. Today, we'll be talking about playoff football and the top 3 high school football games going on in Indiana this Friday. Number 4 ranked Warren Central will face off against Perry Meridian as the 2024 IHSSA Indiana High School Athletic Association Football State Tournament presented by the Indianapolis Colts get started. Warren Central is tied for second with their record with 2 other top-ranked teams who are the Brownsburg Bulldogs and the Westfield Shamrocks with the second best records in Indiana high school football. These 3 teams have a record of 9 wins and 1 loss. Warren Central averages 25.8 points per game and 57.4 tackles. Also, the Perry Meridian Falcons average 184.3 receiving yards and 26.1 points per game. Next, we have the number 2 ranked Brownsburg Bulldogs against the number 10 Ben Davis Giants. This is an elimination game, and the Giants are the defending Indiana High School football state champions. Although Brownsburg is looking to extend their near-perfect season with a 9-1 record, Ben Davis may have the momentum due to this being a Ben Davis home game. Finally, we have the number 1 ranked football team in Indiana, the Lawrence North Wildcats, facing the number 5 Cathedral Fighting Irish. Lawrence North has a perfect 10-0 record and is looking to continue the 10-win streak with the 11-game win streak with this home game versus Cathedral. Lawrence North averages 4 sacks a game and 201.6 passing yards, although Cathedral averages 357.7 total yards per game. This has been Jameer Johnson with the Varsity Sports Show.
Hi, I'm Riley Garcia with Arizona State University reporting for the Varsity Sports Show. NASCAR makes their way to Phoenix Raceway this weekend for the final race of the season to crown a champion. And if you live in the Phoenix area, you may have noticed some heavy traffic and should expect more through Sunday. Between Friday and Sunday, we'll see 4 different NASCAR series seasons come to an end, with the Cup Series race Sunday afternoon bringing the biggest crowd. The 1-mile track can hold just over 100,000 fans, and tickets for the race are sold out, including the special ticket packages that bring a whole new experience. The 4 drivers competing for the Cup Series championship include Joey Logano, going for his 3rd title, his Penske Racing teammate and reigning series champion Ryan Blaney, who picked up a clutch win last Sunday at Martinsville, Tyler Reddick, driving for NBA star Michael Jordan's race team 2311, and William Byron, who picked up the last spot for the championship after a controversial decision last week penalized Christopher Bell for a safety violation. Byron is going for his first championship, coming up short last year. This could also be the first championship for the 24 car since Jeff Gordon in 2001. From the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Riley Garcia.
Hi everyone, my name is Kiana Watchman and I am a grad student out of the University of Arizona, and I'm reporting for the Varsity Sports Show, and this is your halftime entertainment. And I'm giving you guys the scoop on NAIA football. Eastern Oregon University took on one of their biggest rivals of the season, College of Idaho. They were able to walk with a convincing 30-24 win over the ranked number 24 Yotes. These 2 teams have been sitting in the middle of the Frontier Conference, which has produced multiple ranked opponents. The College of Idaho and Eastern Oregon feud has been extremely prevalent in that they are only within 2 hours of each other. Many teams battle each other in this rivalry. This win was extremely special and significant in that EOU has not beat C of I since a home game in 2018. The Frontier Conference also was able to recognize the 3 players from EOU's team who received accolades for their performance. Offensive Player of the Week went to senior quarterback Quincy Glasper, running for 203 yards with a 91-yard touchdown run and throwing for 143 with a 70-yard touchdown pass. Defensive Player of the Week was swept by defensive back Blaine Shaw with 19 tackles and 2 recovered fumbles. Special Teams Player of the Week goes to none other than kicker Tanner Shattuck, who was 3 for 3 on field goals, with 2 of them being 39 yards in the 4th. And that's all from Kiana Watchman. As always, follow my X account at KWatchmanNews and bear down.
Hey everybody, Travis Bradley here with the Varsity Sports Show, and I'm reporting to you from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. This week, I'll be previewing tonight's matchup for the Arizona State Sun Devils men's basketball team as they take an early season road trip to face the Gonzaga Bulldogs at home. ASU was able to kick off the season with a strong win over the Idaho State Bengals, posting a final score of 55-48 in the victory. Gonzaga also got off to a hot start this year after a monumental win over the Baylor Bears, outscoring their opponents 101-63 in that matchup. Though the Sun Devils lineup was able to string together multiple successful offensive series late in the game to pull out the win, they'll need to put up a much stronger effort tonight if they hope to match the Bulldogs' offensive output. Sun Devils guard Alston Mason played 35 minutes against Idaho State, totaling 14 points and hitting just 66% of his free throws. He'll have a difficult matchup this week as well, as he'll be facing off against Gonzaga's versatile Nolan Hickman in this battle of the backcourts. This is a non-conference matchup, so don't expect the results to have too much of an impact on either team's season. However, this game is a tremendous opportunity for head coach Bobby Hurley and his team to face off against a top-tier program that often finds itself playing late into the March Madness tournament each year. That's all for this week's ASU men's basketball preview. I'm Travis Bradley, and this is Varsity Sports Show.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
And we are back here at Buckeye Union High School, where Buckeye Union is trailing Lake Havasu 27-16. We're actually going to be coming up here on the third quarter shortly. My name is Ian Monhay here with Olivia Prickett. Olivia, pretty exciting first half, all things considered. 43 combined points. What are your biggest takeaways so far?
Yeah, so we saw a really strong Knights offense and a really strong Hawks defense. That's something that was really prominent throughout the first half. We saw Wyatt Tribolette for the Knights, number 5, with just 6 minutes into the first quarter, getting the score up 7-0. And then Gavin Briggs for the Knights also, advancing that score to 14-0. We went into the second quarter with a score of 14-0. So then Devon Standard, who's really been the go-to guy for the Hawks, was able to score a touchdown, finally getting the Hawks on the board. And then we just saw a big run from the Knights, able to score 2 touchdowns, making the score 27-7. And then we saw Brody Wellman able to make a touchdown for the Hawks, advancing the score 13-27. And then, we saw confidence from the Hawks, able to make that field goal with just 4 seconds, I believe there was, or maybe just a little bit more left on the clock, and able to advance the score to what we have now, which is a 16-27 ball game.
And pretty exciting first half, all things considered. I mean, we saw 2 onside recoveries. We saw big plays from Standard. We saw big-time returns early in the first half. Just a lot of things to really look forward to in the second half. So as we are heading into the second half, what adjustments do you expect to be made by both sides?
Well, for Buckeye, I'm really expecting them to feed off of that momentum that they had coming out of that second quarter of the first half. So, just really building off of that momentum. And for the Knights, just kind of executing the same way that they've been able to execute. They found a lot of success in both ways, mainly offense, which is why we have a score of 27-16. So, I mean, subtle adjustments from the Knights and also for the Hawks. But just, it's more of a confidence game at this point.
Yeah, very efficient passing day so far, regardless of the interception that had happened, which was a freak play. It bounced off of the receiver's hands and ended up in the hands of a Lake Havasu defender. They have been an efficient passing offense for a majority of this season. 118 completions on the year, about 1,500 passing yards on the season as well. They have 16 passing touchdowns, which is it's not normal for high school offenses to do that well through the air. What are you seeing from Antolon that makes you confident that he'll be able to progress throughout the rest of this game.
You know, we've seen a lot of great just like throwing from him, I guess
Hmm.
if that's the correct term. He just feels really comfortable, able to really, make those connections. And we've seen a lot of like far throws too.
Yeah,
It's not like he's just making that little effort just to gain just a little bit down the field. He's really going for it.
yeah,
And he wants to gain as many yards as he can. And that's something that, the Hawks really need in a quarterback. And he's a freshman
yeah.
starting on senior night. So it's really special for him and just shows that Coach Ellis has a lot of confidence in him.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different process for Buckeye this go around. I mean, let alone the fact that it is a freshman quarterback, like you have been saying.
Hmm.
But their previous quarterback of the last 2 years, Ricardo Juarez, he left behind a pretty good stat line. I mean, he had 1,063 passing yards, 13 passing touchdowns to 2 interceptions in his final season here at Buckeye, but also had a year of 1,784 passing yards, just really leaving behind a legacy for Antolon to carry on.
Yeah, and you gotta love that story too.
Hmm.
Just passing down that legacy to a freshman quarterback on varsity.
Yeah,
So very special. Love to see it, love to hear it, and it's been a good game tonight. And the score, it's comfortable for the
yeah,
Hawks. It's not like they're down by a huge deficit where you just count them out right away.
yeah.
So definitely expecting the Hawks to come out and fight.
And Lake Havasu, again, in the middle of a down season this year compared to years past, they have had some very deep playoff runs in their time with their head coach here, that being Carl Thompson, again, being a part of the program since 2000, been a part of the program since 1999, head coach since 2009. A little bit of a rebuilding year as they look towards the future for this Havasu program.
Yeah. So with just 5 seconds left of this halftime, we will start to see both teams retreat back to their sideline for a start to the third quarter and the second half. It's getting colder.
And
Starting to not be able to feel my feet. Gotta love it.
yeah, I finally brought out a hoodie, and I thought I was going to be able to muscle it out this go around, but it's
No.
proving wrong. It's proving wrong.
Yeah, and we're staying still too. It doesn't help that we're not moving around.
But wanted to keep it on Havasu for a moment here before we kick it off here for the second half. They began the season 3-1 with wins over Lee Williams, Carl Hayden Community High School, along with Yonker High School in Buckeye, Arizona. They've went 1-4 since. They got shut out in back-to-back games at some point, 0-4 in their region so far. Just a tough stretch of games for this Havasu team that ultimately they're not used to this.
Yeah.
So we are going to get ready to kick off here. Again, Lake Havasu was receiving the ball at the first half. It's now going to be Buckeye receiving it for this second half. Try to cut into this deficit, and it's going to be another short kick. It's not going to be an onside, a one-handed return there, and it's going to be brought down at about the 33, 34-yard line, and we're going to see Antolon go ahead and lead this group once again to begin the second half.
Yeah, and like I've mentioned, just the momentum that they had at the end of the second quarter, really seeing if they took the time in the locker room to just stay capitalized on that. And we'll definitely see it in this offensive run um, from the Hawks.
So they go ahead and break the huddle right there. Again, it's going to be marked at the 32-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, none to the left, which is a little bit of a strange thing. But it is going to be a direct handoff right up the middle. It's going to be about a 7-yard gain. A good run there by number 15. That was Ali Mohammadi there on the carry, making it a 2nd and 6 here for the Hawks.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed, and you kind of touched on it, is the fact that they don't have any runners or receivers on that left side.
Hmm.
They found most success in, receiving on the right side. That's why I think
Hmm.
they're kind of stacking on that side. So kind of smart for the Hawks to really just stay comfortable with the right side.
Absolutely, and they're going to go right back to the right side on a wide receiver screen, and he's going to turn upfield and be dragged out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, maybe the 48. Caught there by Salvador Castro, making it a Hawks first down. Again, sticking on that right side, and all of the scoring plays have been on the right side as well. We saw the catch in the end zone by the S on the north end zone. We saw a running play go to the right side as well.
Yeah.
And if it
Sorry, continue.
And if it isn't broke, don't fix it. They're going to stay in this formation with 3 receivers to the right. And it's going to be a handoff once again to Mohammadi. A big hole, and he's going to get the first down very easily. A lot of holes opening up for this Hawks offense. It's going to be a first down at the 33-yard line.
Now Antillian handed off to Mohammadi, and running to the left.
Mm-hmm.
So another little bit of a jinx there on us. But yeah, as far as receiving and passing, they're more comfortable on that right side for sure.
But they're going to go with another handoff play. It's not going to go anywhere this go around. It's going to be stopped at about the 31-yard line, maybe a gain of 1 or 2. A number of Havasu defenders going ahead and breaking on the ball. It's going to be a second and long here for the Hawks. So we're going to see the same formation as last time. 2 receivers to the right, another one to the left. So breaking our promise there of 3 receivers to the right, but it is going to be thrown to standard on the wide receiver screen, and he's going to try to dance around again, but he's going to be brought down at about the 23-yard line, still on his feet. Took 4 players to go ahead and try to get him down, but to no avail.
Yeah, great job by Standard. Really holding the standard on that offense run and really putting up his own against that Knights defense, as it really took 4 of them, like
Yeah.
you said, to try and bring him down. And now they're stacking on the left side.
Just going right against the grain, but he's going to go to the right side, and he's going to break a tackle. Mohammadi being brought down at about the 12-yard line. Tackled by Brendan Trejo, the junior defensive end there, but it is going to be a first down there for the Hawks, driving down the field with an opportunity to make this a 1-score game.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, I knew they were going to come out with a fight and finding themselves in this position pretty early on in this third quarter is definitely what the Hawks need to keep that momentum throughout the rest of this game.
See a shift by the defensive line. He's going to look left, and it's going to be right up the middle, and it's almost intercepted there. Gavin Briggs there again on the stop. Almost had the interception, just threw it a little too much behind the intended receiver there. His quarterback awaits the play call, gets back to the huddle. 8 minutes, 37 seconds remaining. Stacked up on the left side once again. Another run play to Mohammadi. He's going to find a hole, and he's going to continue driving, and he's going to continue. Is he in? It's not going to be in, but it looks like that is going to be a first down at about the 2-yard line, maybe the 3.
Yeah, great run from Mohammadi, who we've seen start to really capitalize with running that ball right through that Knights defense.
So it looks like Wellman is there again at the fullback position. They're going to give it to him again. He's going to go over the top. And it looks like there was a fumble. Havasu saying they have it. But they're going to mark him down after about a 1-yard play there at the 2-yard line. Dangerous play there to go over the top as a offensive lineman trying to get into the end zone. That could have ended real poorly.
Yeah.
And it's going to go to Mohammadi, and it's fumbled. And it's going to be recovered by Lake Havasu. Mohammadi had the ball in his hands. It was a halfback toss, and it just goes through his fingers. Lake Havasu ball at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that's crazy. Not really what the Hawks wanted.
Mm-mm.
You know, getting that close to the end zone and it resulting in Lake Havasu now having possession of the ball.
So we get to see Nieblas and the Havasu offense go ahead and try to march down the field. This is small territory here. They have the whole field to go down, yet it's so tight being into the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a running back handoff there. It's not going to go into the end zone, but it is not really going to go very much anywhere. It's going to be about a 2-yard gain there for Lake Havasu. It's going to be a 2nd and 8, 7.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Now, this has been quite the fast third quarter as we've seen the Hawks make their way down the field and kind of get stuck in that run, but now Havasu with the ball.
And it's going to be a completion there right up the middle. He's going to be dragged down at about the 27. That was actually on a 2nd and 10 play call. But Gavin Briggs there again on the reception.
Yeah, Gavin Briggs has been a standout player for the Knights, to say the least, scoring 2 touchdowns for, you know, the Knights putting up 2 on that board.
Another one to Briggs, and it's going to be caught once again. Dragged down at about the 37-yard line. It's Gavin Briggs going ahead and finding a hole upfield. And another rainbow catch there for Briggs. Another first down into Hawks territory.
Really, really far throws we've seen tonight. And that's a huge gain for the Knights as they were just at the end zone where the Hawks could score.
It's going to be another running back attempt there, being brought down at about the 30. That was Wyatt Trebolet there on the rushing attempts. It's going to be about a 2nd and medium. But both of those plays, it looks like both of them ran the same play where they had Briggs streaking up the middle. You had 6 pass rushers going ahead and trying to get to the quarterback, trying to get pressure, and it just results in the same thing over and over again. Nieblas is awaiting the play call. 2 receivers to the right, another to the left. He's going to roll out right. He's going to cut up, and he's going to be brought down. Oh, and he loses it, and it's fumbled. Who has it? It looked like it went through 3 Buckeye Hawks players, and it ends up back in the hands of Lake Havasu. He was right there for them.
Yeah, quite the dog pile there. And it looks like we have another injured player for the Hawks as the dog pile just kind of right onto him. Can't be comfortable.
Absolutely not. We'll step away from that for just a moment. Again, 5 minutes, 48 seconds left to go. Again, if you just joined in, it is a 27-16 ball game. Lake Havasu has led all game, had a couple of rushing touchdowns, a couple of big plays by Trebolet and Gavin Briggs, who Briggs has been the standout player for Havasu so far.
Yeah.
Second quarter, Davon Standard going ahead and having a humongous touchdown in double coverage
Yeah.
and making it much closer ball game, sorry. And now we enter the second half. They had an opportunity to score. They fumble it at the goal line. We see a fumble over here. Not disciplined football so far in this second half.
No, not really. Not quite what I expected from the Hawks. Being that close to the end zone and
Hmm.
not really able to execute. Definitely thought that they were gonna come out with that momentum,
Yeah.
and they did. They did. They found their way down the field, but unable to really execute there, and unfortunately unable to get another touchdown to make it just, I believe, a one score game.
Perhaps they need to continue lining up three receivers onto the right side to continue this good mojo that they were developing from the second quarter.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a handoff again. He's going to cut it right up the middle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 18-yard line. Gavin Briggs on the carry once again, being the standout player on this drive so far, pretty much accounting for all of their yards.
Yeah. He's definitely the go-to guy for the Knights.
As they finally get the play call submitted, is he's going to look like it's going to be an option. Nieblas is going to throw over the middle, and it looks like it was tipped. Tipped by multiple defenders there by Buckeye Union, and it's going to result in a 3rd and 6 here now for the Lake Havasu Knights. Yeah, interesting play design right there is a direct snap to the running back who tossed it to his quarterback to go ahead and make the throw. You don't see plays like that often either.
No.
Just bringing out all of the top guns here for senior night here at Buckeye Union.
Their last home game of the season. Gotta be emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Just going out and giving all the fight that they've got.
It's going to be a 3rd and 6 at the 19-yard line. It's going to be another handoff. It's going to be an option play. Briggs is going to continue to streak up, and a nice tackle there, but it looks like he does have the first down, or if not, it's going to be close. And we're still waiting to see if it is going to be a first down or not. And they do wave the chains. It is going to be a first down there for the Knights. Again, trying to reward Briggs for all the effort that he has been putting in through this drive in particular.
Yeah, he's truly carried this offense in this run, particularly.
So we're going to see a 2 running back set. It's going to be another handoff, and there's a lot of space, and he's going to cut up the middle. Briggs again for his 3rd touchdown on the evening, making it look easy all drive long. It is going to be a 33-16 ball game. Again, the blocking on the play just really opening things up for this Lake Havasu offense. The extra point is going to be up, and it is good. It's going to be 34-16 now. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left to play. It's the little stuff when it comes to Buckeye. You had an opportunity to score at the 2-yard line, 3-yard line, and make it a 1-possession game, but now it's a much more difficult, potentially 3-score game now.
Yeah. Things just haven't really fallen into place for the Hawks tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that the effort is there, for sure. You could tell that they're really going out and really giving it their all, making those great connections to players like Standard and Castro, and their freshman quarterback going out there and putting on quite the performance.
Yeah.
Just the Knights have been able to execute better, just to put it in simpler terms.
That's how, sometimes it's better put simply. But it's going to be returned at about the 32-yard line. He's going to try to get up to about the 40. And out comes the Hawks offense trying to get themselves back into this ball game. So the clock is going to continue to run. We're coming up on 4 minutes left in the third quarter here.
Both teams kind of,
Taking their time.
Yeah.
Glad we're on the same wavelength right there.
Yeah.
But we do see 3 receivers out to the right this go around. Antolon takes the snap, is going to look right, and it's going to be a difficult pass, almost intercepted there by Lake Havasu. Tristan Andrade, the junior running back and cornerback, going ahead and making a play right there, almost coming up with the turnover there. Could have been really bad there for Buckeye.
Yeah, and Andrade, seemed upset, obviously as one would, but, the effort there, at least, just, letting coach know, like, hey, I'm out here, I'm putting in all the effort that I can in the last, 3 minutes of this third quarter, and, still got one more quarter to go. So yeah, we definitely can keep our eye on Tristan Andrade for the Knights.
And another opportunity awaits, and there is going to be a flag on the play. It was going to be a running back handoff. It's going to be a delay of game penalty there by Buckeye Union. It's going to set them back 5 yards. Looked like it was going to be a handoff play to Yancey there. Perhaps they go at it again, and they do give it to him again, and they're all over that. It's going to be a loss on the play for Buckeye Union. Joel Zuniga there, the junior middle linebacker, again making another play on the ball. Again, the tackle for loss. It's going to be a 3rd and 16.
Tillian running back to his team with the play call. We'll see if we'll see something different, or looks like they're stacking on the right again. In shotgun.
And Standard, there looks like he's going to look Standard's way, but it's going to end up going into number 12, and it's going to be dropped. Raiden Mendoza there was the intended receiver, the sophomore receiver and running back. Had it in his hands, and it goes through, and it's going to be the first punt on the night for Buckeye Union. Unfortunate drive there. You expected them to go ahead and drive down the field. They had whatever momentum that they still had. You expected them to go forward, and it ends up going backwards quite literally. It's going to be a good kick here. It's going to continue to roll. It's going to be marked at about the 33-yard line. And out comes the Havasu offense.
It's had a really good night tonight.
Defensively speaking, what are you looking for from particularly the defensive line? What are you trying to look for from this Buckeye defensive line?
I mean, they've had a really, really strong defensive first half. So, and right out the gate, they were strong on defense. The second the clock started for that first quarter, so really going out and kind of just remaking their statement on defense. We saw it early on, kind of seen it trickle down, and now I'd kind of like to see it pick back up.
Nieblas back out onto the field. It's going to be a handoff to Briggs once again, patiently waiting for the hole to open up, and it's going to be about a 2nd and 1 situation here for Lake Havasu. Again, remaining really patient, allowing the play to develop, and he's going to burst through the hole when he sees it.
Yeah.
So they're going to get quick to the line, and it looks like it's going to be another one to Briggs. It's going to be shorter this time, but it does result in a first down here for Lake Havasu, marked down at about the 46-yard line. continuing to move the chains is Gavin Briggs. Perhaps the only name that we have said so far in this second half. And it's going to remain that way, allowing things to open up, but nothing really open all that much there for Havasu. Going to be marked down at about the 48-yard line. It's going to result in a 2nd and long, a minute 30 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and like you said, the only name that you're kind of saying is, Gavin Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
For the Knights, he's really had an amazing game, but mostly an amazing second half. Really leading this Knights offense. Now both teams, seems like there might be confusion. I believe there was a flag thrown, but both teams kind of taking their time also.
That was an encroachment penalty there. You were right about the flag. It was an encroachment penalty by the defense. It's going to be a 2nd and 3 now instead of a 2nd and long. Less than a minute remaining to go in this third quarter, and it's going to be a pass play, trying to get pressure on the quarterback, and a big hit there. It's going to be wrapped up at about the 45-yard line. In on the tackle was Logan White, the freshman linebacker, going ahead and making a play.
Yeah, and we kind of talked about it earlier, seeing Eric Nablis, who's, like we mentioned also earlier, tiny but mighty.
Yeah.
We've really seen some amazing throws from him tonight, and now seeing him use his legs.
Yeah.
And found a little bit of success there.
It's going to go to Gavin Briggs once again. He's going to get a big hole opening, and he's going to burst down the right sideline, trucking a defender in the meantime. It's going to be another first down here for Briggs.
Yeah, what a game for Briggs. Lake Havasu isn't, particularly close, if I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a trek to get down here. So, the team's going to come out. They're going to, play a solid game.
Yeah.
And, Gavin Briggs, he's like, well, I'm going to go out and play the best that I can. And he's really carried this team tonight.
And he's going to continue. He's going to throw it. A wide open touchdown pass there for Lake Havasu. In on the catch was Carter Devitz, the sophomore wide receiver. Little bit of trickery. You have a rushing touchdown for Briggs, and you also have a passing touchdown for Briggs.
Yeah, great job tonight, just overall, by Briggs.
Who would have thought?
Game of the game.
It's going to make it a 40-16 ball game with 15 seconds left to go in this third quarter.
Really great quarter for the Knights. Able to score 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I believe, about 4-ish minutes apart.
Yep.
So, just shows that they're a really strong team on offense and able to get stuff done.
And the extra point is good there for Lake Havasu. It's going to be 41-16 now as we're going to be entering the fourth quarter shortly. But you have one more quarter left. Still opportunities, still time to make plays for themselves. But continuing to try to trot down the field with run plays up the middle. Perhaps you try to look a little bit more towards Standard, who has been a little bit quiet this second half.
Yeah, and that was the name that we were saying a lot in that first half. Haven't really heard in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just because the Hawks haven't really found success in having possession of the ball and successfully executing with possession of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So something we definitely want to see from the Hawks tonight, being able to implement Standard and Castro into their offense going into the fourth quarter.
It's going to be another short kickoff here. They're going to have... Looks like he called a fair catch right there at about the 47-yard line. Some frustrations flare right at that the end of the play there, but definitely thought he was going to turn on the jets and start running, but he did call the fair catch. But if he didn't, he had a nice lane going down the right sideline.
Now, like you said, a little bit of frustration. Seems that, tension's brewing between both teams. The score isn't ideal for the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess that's what we can kind of see. I mean, it's common to see some tension brewing at this point in the game, especially with the lead that the Knights have.
It's an emotional game for these seniors as he's going to look long. It's going to be caught there by Castro. He's going to turn up the field, go backwards. He's going to go down the left sideline. He's going to go right out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Salvador Castro there on the catch.
Yeah, what a good run from Castro. Really kind of breaking ankles in that Knights defense, and I believe he kind of went two different directions, trying to find his way from one side of the field to the other, and finding himself out of bounds, playing it safe, but good run there from Castro, and we're starting to, say those names more often now that the Hawks have possession of the ball.
But unfortunately, that play is going to be negated by a holding penalty. Didn't see the flag be thrown until much later, but it is going to be a 1st and long with about a second remaining in this third quarter. But perhaps they look towards Castro's way because that's been the one name that we have said in this second half in particular. But it's going to be a handoff to Mohammadi. He's going to regain a lot of that yardage. It's going to get brought down at about the 50. About a 13-yard gain there on the rushing attempt, and that is going to be the end of the third quarter. The Lake Havasu Knights are up 41-16 over the Buckeye Hawks.
Yeah, so good third quarter from the Knights. Able to score 2 touchdowns. Rough one for the Hawks. And yeah, so before we go into this fourth quarter, we will be right back after the break.
Hey guys, Vince here to talk about Angel Dentistry. It's where my wife and I have gone for over 10 years, and we trust them with our routine and extensive dental care because they care. Dr. Amber Angel is an Arizona native, born in the town of Miami, and has been practicing in the Valley over 20 years. For general to comprehensive dental services, call 602-788-2008. Located off of Cave Creek Road just north of the 101 in North Phoenix. Angel Dentistry, proud supporters of our young people and proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe, with an experience so good it remains indescribable, with something for every seafood lover. Try one of their amazing custom seafood boils, sandwiches, appetizers, and salads. Angry Crab Shack Tempe is located east of I-10 on Warner Road, 480-674-3847. The Angry Crab Shack in Tempe. Come ready to eat.
And we are back for the start of the fourth quarter at Buckeye Union High School, where they're just going to get straight to the line, getting ready with 3 receivers to the right. Antolon's going to look right for Standard, and it's going to be caught at and be dragged down at about the 40-yard line. First time we say Standard's name this second half. But it is going to be a first down here for Buckeye.
Hopefully the first of many mentions that we will be, mentioning Standard's name, as he did an amazing job in that first half. Hopefully he could capitalize on this fourth quarter.
It's going to be a rushing attempt there for Yancey, really turning on the burners, continuing to drive, and he ends up in the red zone at about the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. A 14-yard rush attempt there for Yancey. It's going to result in a first down.
Yeah, Yancey's done an amazing job tonight. You know, we keep mentioning Castro and Standard, but we also got to give kudos to Yancey.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken that ball and he's really ran through that defense, found a lot of success as well.
He's going to roll left. He's going to look left, and it's going to be dropped. Standard there with the drop at about the 10-yard line.
You know, he was ready, but just a little bit of, I guess, I don't really know how to describe what just happened. It kind of reminded me of like bouncing a basketball.
Mm-hmm. It looked like it looked like a missile being thrown at him, and he tried to catch the grenade, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a 2nd and 10 here at the 20-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Yancey once again. He's going to be brought down right at about the line of scrimmage. Tackled there by Epic Pascal, the sophomore defensive lineman, in on the stop, and it's going to be a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 9. As they finally get the numbers changed here on the scoreboard, trying to help us out here. We have Yancey in the backfield, 3 receivers to the right, another to the left. He's going to look right. He's going to continue to look. He's going to throw over the middle, and it's almost intercepted there. Almost another interception by Kyle Crow, trying to force it over the middle to Standard. It's going to be a 4th and 9 here for the Hawks.
You know, the Hawks finding their way to the end zone. Something we saw them do early on in that last quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully able to, you know, execute this time around.
So they do keep the offense out on the field on this 4th and 9 opportunity at the 19-yard line. Yancey in the backfield once again. Standard lined up to the left this go around, and he's going to look left. He's going to try to get it to him, double covered, and it is incomplete. A breakup on the play by Cohen Taylor, the sophomore defensive back.
And it looks like Standard is in some pain after coming down from that play. That's not good. Not what the Hawks need, especially at this point in the game.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we'll keep an eye out on that situation going forward, but it is a turnover on downs here for Buckeye. Lake Havasu's offense now back out onto the field.
Salvador Castro taking the field.
And it looked like there was a timeout called there by Buckeye Union. 10 minutes, 32 seconds left to go, a 41-16 ball game. Again, a lot of targets, a lot of mentioning Standard throughout this game, regardless of whether or not he's caught it. He has been the fan favorite target here for Antolon on the offensive side of the ball. Perhaps maybe trying to force it a little too much on that play. He had 2 people covering him.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate to see the go-to guy standing now on the sidelines in some pain. Not sure if he injured something or what, but we will see. The Hawks take the field. And it looks like number 12, Raiden Mendoza, in place of Standard.
So we get a couple of pump fakes. He's going to look left, and there's a wide open receiver at the 50. He's going to be chased down. He's going to continue to dance. He's going to get pushed out of bounds there at about the 20-yard line. Spencer Ibarra there on the reception, on the big gain.
Yeah, great run there from Spencer Ibarra. You know, he's, I love to say it, tiny but mighty. I mean, we've got some really, you know, relatively short players on the field,
Mm,
and they just have the speed,
yeah,
and that's what we just saw from Ibarra.
as there was a injured Havasu player there, but he is walking off the field under his own power. But it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. 10 minutes 20 seconds left to go. Havasu is still huddled up, awaiting the play call in the red zone.
Kind of taking their time, getting to their positions. As you know, they're up by a lot in this game, so they're just kind of going to take this fourth quarter and
It's gonna be a run play that's gonna end up in a 1st down there for Lake Havasu. That is Tristan Andrade again with the rushing attempt. That's gonna be a 1st down at about the 7-yard line. But yeah, taking their time is the right words to say. I mean, we're having a tough time trying to fill dead space, but Briggs, I wanted to talk about that last passing touchdown. It's not his first passing touchdown on the season. He does have one. He is a 5 of 7 on the season, but he has 150 passing yards.
Wow.
So a completely dual threat player on the offensive side. As that was an incompletion there for a running back screen intended there for Wyatt Trebolitz, the senior running back there.
Looks like the Knights are communicating with their sideline. Not quite sure what's really going on here.
I think that there may have been. I saw something fly into the air. I think I do see a flag in the back of the end zone by the A.
Oh, okay.
So that's why the refs are all huddled up. We're all awaiting the call here. So it looks like that's a personal foul on both sides of the ball. That's going to offset the penalties. It's going to remain. Sorry, all the information is coming in real quickly, and I'm not keeping up all that well, but there was 2 personal foul penalties called there by one on Lake Havasu, another one on Buckeye, and now we do get a timeout here by Lake Havasu, a group huddle there by Lake Havasu, but Havasu again having another amazing game. Nieblas going ahead and playing a little bit more efficient with 8 passing touchdowns on the season. He has a couple in this game so far. He's not very turnover prone.
Yeah.
Just having an efficient year in a season that might net them after this game with a 500 record.
Yeah, for sure. Really fueling the fire from that loss that they are coming off of.
Mm-hmm.
Looking to walk away with a win tonight on Buckeyes senior night. So definitely making a statement, making the trek down here, taking home the win on a senior night. It's huge for the Knights. But as far as the Hawks, just really going out there and giving it their all in the last, 9 minutes and 44 seconds that we have left of this fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
In their last home game of the season.
Yeah, Lake Havasu and the nearest opponent in their conference is a 45-minute drive all the way to Parker, so they are really making the drive out here, really spinning the gas to come out and play a game out here in Buckeye. As they all begin to trot back out onto their respective sides of the ball. You get a 2 running back set over in the backfield, receiver to the left and to the right, and it's going to be a handoff, and it's going to be an easy 5-yard rushing touchdown there for Wyatt Trebolet, his second touchdown of the game. It's going to be a 47-16 ball game, 9 minutes, 39 seconds left to go with the impending extra point here.
And that's the second touchdown we have seen tonight from Wyatt Trebolet. For the Lake Havasu Knights, he was the first to put a score on the board just 6 minutes into the, exactly halfway through that first quarter. So making a statement early on and really coming in and closing the game with another touchdown.
So that extra point is good. It's going to be 48-16 now as we await the kickoff here. But Trebolet's not a guy that gets a whole lot of carries throughout his career so far. At least in this season, he only has 25 of them on the year.
Yeah.
But he's playing it really efficiently. 156 rushing yards, 6.2 yards a carry, has 3 rushing touchdowns on the year, but does a lot of his damage in the receiving game. 17 catches, 256 yards. Doesn't have a receiving touchdown to his name yet, but going ahead and being a dual threat through the air and on the ground is probably a staple for a lot of these Lake Havasu players. I feel like we've said a lot of names on both sides of the ball with he, Gavin Briggs, and a number of other names. So it's going to be returned there by Castro. He's going to go to the right sideline, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 38, maybe the 39-yard line.
Yeah, now, with the lead that the Knights have in this game, what do you expect to see from the Hawks with the last, 9 minutes and 30 seconds left of this fourth quarter and second half?
I think the fun thing to do in this scenario is to go ahead and get some seniors some of their final scores as a way to sort of be their send-off. This isn't the greatest send-off to come in on a loss, but being able to leave with something from this game, it would be the fun option, and it's the option that I hope that they take, because there's a ton of great seniors out here on this Buckeye team that need something to leave off on.
Yeah. And the players tonight on the Buckeye side have been not, specifically seniors. I mean, we've said Mohammadi, who is a senior. But other than that, it's been a lot of, underclassmen guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I totally see where you're coming from. Letting the seniors hit the field with the last, 9 minutes we have in this second half.
And the first name that we are going to say here, he is a senior safety who gets the carry there. That is Caleb McHenry getting his first touch on the day. That is actually his first carry on the season, so getting a final touch before the end of the year. It's going to be a catch down the right sideline. That is Adam Schwein, the sophomore wide receiver, in on the catch. It's going to move the change now. Going to be a 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Takes the handoff. It's going to go right up the middle once again, and it's not going to go very far. It's going to be about a 2-yard gain there. Maybe a 3-yard gain there for Yancey. It's going to be a 2nd and long here for the Hawks.
Yeah, Nancy has been a name that we've said a lot tonight. He's done a great job, like I said in the past, just really taking that ball from the handoff and finding his way through that Knights defense. He's had a lot of success and he's just a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
So bright future ahead for him.
And
sure.
another deep throw. It's going to be underthrown, and it's still going to end up in multiple hands, but it is dropped by a defender, goes through the hands of Castro, and it's going to result in another incompletion there. So it does look like Castro is a little bit shaken up. Excuse me, that is Standard once again being shaken up. He's going to end up going down the sideline.
That will be the second time we see Standard hit the sideline in this quarter alone. So not very good for the Hawks, as Standard has really been their go-to player.
Mm-hmm.
See how it'll be interesting. See how the rest of this game plays out.
Again, it's going to be a 3rd and 7. It is marked at the 44-yard line. We're going to see another 3 receivers set to the left and another receiver to the right as well. He's going to roll out left. It's going to be another corner shot, and it's going to be tipped into the air, and it is going to be intercepted. Briggs on the tip. It's going to be returned going down the left side, and he's still going to continue to go, getting a couple of blocks, and he's going to continue to fight. He's going to be marked down at about the 45-yard line.
Now, there were some flags thrown on the play, and there's a lot of frustration on the Hawks sideline from it seems their offensive coach.
Yeah, certainly you don't really want to throw a pass in that situation where you are throwing across your body. There's multiple defenders in the area. We do see the refs huddled up at about the 45-yard line. I believe that was Kyle Crow there in on the interception.
And now ref huddle, like you said.
Yeah, there is a couple of flags that were thrown on that play, so perhaps maybe there was a couple of holdings that after the interception took place.
And we did see a ref's hat, sitting kind of on that 50-yard line. So quite some frustration. Tensions are high for sure, as it is going to be a frustrating loss for the Hawks, unless they're able to gain at least some momentum.
So we're going to see one. It's going to be a personal foul on Lake Havasu. That's one penalty. There's some unsportsmanlike conduct on Buckeye. Looks like there was an ejection as well. And another personal foul on Buckeye.
So that ejection is not very good for the Hawks offense, as that is their, I believe, offensive coach who has been kind of leading this offense all throughout tonight. So it'll be interesting to see if the Hawks do gain possession of that ball again. They're kind of not really on their own, but they don't have the same guy that they were relying on throughout the whole night. So it'll be interesting to see how they can come back from this after a lot of frustration.
Yeah, while you were talking there was 2 other personal foul penalties on Buckeye with one more ejection. So certainly the frustration is there. This is a little bit of a rebuilding year for Buckeye. They had a couple of seasons of really nice success with good regular seasons and playoff appearances. So understandable. It's a 2-8 season that they are looking straight in the eyes. And certainly it's a reevaluation year. You got to figure out what is working, what isn't, and there's things that are working, some that aren't, and the adjustments that are going to have to be made in the off season as they look towards next season, the work to be put in. It's going to be a fascinating off season for Buckeye. It's going to be a handoff right up the middle again. There's not going to be a whole lot of places to go there. It's going to be brought down at about maybe the 50-yard line.
Great Buckeye defense, holding their own.
It's going to be marked at midfield, a 2nd and 8. We're going to see a 2 running back set in the backfield and a receiver left and right as well. Certainly letting the clock wind down. I think that's the situation that we are in. Certainly letting it die down, and it's going to be another running back attempt right up the middle. He's not going to go really anywhere. He's going to be brought back to the line of scrimmage. Being brought down by Chris Diaz, the senior linebacker.
First time we've said his name tonight, and he's a senior, so, really going out there and, giving all he's got on that defensive effort, and he did a great job.
In on the 1-yard rushing attempt there was Nick Corona, the sophomore gadget player for this Havasu team. Going to be a 3rd and 7 at the 49-yard line now in Hawks territory. Again, just letting the clock drain. It's going to be a fumble on the play, and it is going to be recovered by the Hawks.
A little bit of miscommunication there from the Knights, and number 24, Tristan Andrade, just unable to really gain possession of that ball, just kind of slipping through his hands a little bit. The Hawks able to gain possession, pick that one up.
In on the recovery was their nose guard, Reese Sorensen. He's also an offensive guard for this team as well. The junior going ahead and recovering the fumble. That is another fumble recovery added to their stat line on the season. They have actually been really good at forcing fumbles and receiving fumbles as well. They have 15 fumble recoveries on the year, 12 of them being forced. So just adding to that tally mark for this defense. He's going to roll left. He's going to look left, and it's going to be another interception there. But wouldn't you know it, Gavin Briggs there on the interception once more.
Yeah. What a great diving play. And that was amazing. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah, Briggs going out and making a statement once again. Yeah, that was great.
I mean, we said his name twice already with touchdowns in this quarter. We've talked about him a ton of times in that first half as well, twice more with 2 other touchdowns. Just so maybe not anymore a dual threat. Perhaps this is a triple threat player for this Lake Havasu defense. But yeah, another turnover there by Buckeye Union. They have 9 total interceptions on the year. They've also lost 5 fumbles as well on the year, just trying to clean up some of the mental mistakes that have been occurring so far in this game. It's going to be another run right up the middle. He's going to be not tackled yet, but he will be now at the 42-yard line. That is Corona there on the carry.
So the Knights making their way down the field.
Yeah, not only making their way down the field, but making their way down the field real slowly as they are chewing the clock at this point. Again, the tackle on the play there was made by their sophomore cornerback, Carlos Burton. It's going to be another handoff to Corona. He's going to get stopped right at about the line of scrimmage, continuing to try to drive, but the play is being blown dead at the 45. Getting a couple of short yardage gains here for this Lake Havasu offense.
Yeah, and we've seen a strong Lake Havasu offense all night, so it's really no surprise that they're just able to hold their own as they're letting the clock, tick.
I mean, shoot, they do have a 2+ hour drive to get back to Lake Havasu, so them trying to get out of here as soon as possible is not necessarily a surprise at all, as it's going to go to Corona once again. He's going to be brought down at about the line of scrimmage. Another nice tackle there by the defensive line of Buckeye. And Jesse Wagner and Brody Wellman there on the stop. It's going to be a gain of 1 on the play. It's going to be a 2nd and long here for Lake Havasu.
Clock still on the run.
It's going to go right to number 24. He's really turning on the burners here, and it's going to be a 1st down, and he's going to be out at about the 39-yard line. Trips up there. Tristan Andrade there on the halfback attempt, the junior running back. It's going to be a 1st and 10 here for Lake Havasu.
Tristan Andrade has done an amazing job just really using the speed that he has
Yeah.
as a running back and really making a statement, in especially the second half. And he's just 5'5". So, like I said, tiny but mighty, gotta love it.
Absolutely, you do got to love it. It's going to be 3 minutes and 14 seconds left on the clock, but there is a flag on the play. So it's going to be a delay of game here for Lake Havasu, perhaps doing that on purpose, but them going ahead and getting the penalty there, mark them back 5 yards, put them at the 46. Corona's there on the play and in on the tackle. Wellman again there on the stop. Going to be a second and long here still at about the 44-yard line. 1st down markers at the 31, 13 yards to go.
Letting the clock trickle down once again. Just 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this 4th quarter. End of the game.
Going to be a high snap. He's going to try to turn it upfield once again. He's going to be dragged by his shirt.
Yeah.
He's going to be brought down at about the 39-yard line. Coming up at about 2 minutes left. So again, for Buckeye, their last game of the season, again ending it off with what's going to be a 2-8 record on the season. Certainly a disappointing night for the seniors that are going to be leaving this team, but certainly entering next year with newfound expectations, new energy, just something that we do have to keep our eyes out on for Buckeye, because this is a program that has had a lot of success in the past. So them being a team to bounce back later on is nothing that you shouldn't expect. It should be the expectation, should be the standard.
Yeah, and they utilize a lot of the young guys in their quarterback and their running backs and basically their entire offense. It's the younger guys. So next year, they'll definitely be able to have more established connections, given that this is just Valentine and Tillion's first year, and he's already making really good connections, with Standard and Castro, who are just juniors. So next year it'll be their senior year.
Yep.
So they'll really be able to go out and make a statement. And yeah, I think next year, the Hawks are definitely going to have a bit of a more positive season.
Yeah.
As far as record wise.
Yeah, completely understood there. They have been a team that I have covered for a couple of years This is a coach in Puni Ellis who is extremely positive, really knows how to get his players to buy in, get the players to be on the same page. He's very much a player's coach and understands the importance of those relationships. And that extends throughout his coaching staff as he has multiple family members on his coaching staff, actually. But it's going to be a run play that doesn't go really anywhere. That's going to be a short gain there by Trip Burke, the sophomore gadget offensive player. It's going to be a 4th and 6 play here for Lake Havasu, a minute and 15 left in this game. But as I was saying, this is a team that's very connected, has a ton of chemistry, that he knows how to get his players to buy in.
Yeah.
It's certainly something that it's cliche to say that we got to keep our eyes out on for next year, but they have a ton of belief in each other, they have a ton of belief in themselves, and that's the sign of a dangerous team to come.
Yeah, for sure. So things are definitely looking up for the Hawks, and the clock will trickle down to 40 seconds.
So there is a timeout called right there. They might run 1 to 2 more plays before they end up calling it a night here.
Still good energy on the sideline for the Buckeye Hawks, with the help of cheerleaders and a supportive crowd, for tonight's emotional night.
Yeah, it's actually Coach Pooney, his dad, Pokey Ellis, is actually on the coaching staff as well. He had his Pooney had his brother on the staff a long time ago as well. Just a family that's been really connected to this team for such a long time. Pooney, an assistant coach for this Buckeye Union coaching staff for a long time. He was an offensive coordinator the previous 8 years before he got promoted to head coach back in 2022. As they are going to punt this away and allow Buckeye to do so, but they actually will not punt it away. It'll be a knee down at about the 42-yard line. And that will stop the clock, so it will allow Buckeye to get in one more play before we end up calling it a night. So as we begin wrapping up here, Olivia, what is the big takeaway from both sides? You saw a lot of good moments on Buckeye side. You saw the dominant third quarter that Lake Havasu had in the third. What's your main takeaways from both sides this game?
Yeah, like I've said, throughout the whole entire broadcast, is the Buckeyes defense have done a really good job. Or sorry, the Hawks defense has done a really good job at just holding their own. But Lake Havasu, the Knights, have just been able to capitalize on that and score a lot of touchdowns, getting their score up to 48-16. Really just shutting out the Hawks on their senior night. And so I mean, really strong offense from the Knights, and we've just seen that throughout the entire night. That's mainly the big takeaway, is just the confidence that they've had. But we've seen a lot of really good connections on the Hawks offense.
Yeah, Luke Johnson there on the play there almost had the interception. I definitely thought that he had it there for a moment, but that will actually be ruled incomplete. 28 seconds left to go. Again, Buckeye getting shut out in the second half of this game. An unfortunate turn of events because they had a ton of opportunities to make this a much closer game than it is right now. But he will take a knee. That is a new quarterback in for on the play. That is their sophomore quarterback, Caleb Swain. And that will be the end of the ball game. That is Lake Havasu taking the victory over Buckeye Union High School 48-16 in the final game of the regular season for both sides.
Yeah.
Buckeye finishes 2-8. Lake Havasu finishes at 500 with a 5-5 record. And that will do it for us here in the booth. Again, my name is Ian Monhay. I am here with Olivia Prickett. We appreciate you guys for listening, and we will see you guys very, very soon. Go Varsity!